Today is May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, and you are tuned in to Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com, brought to you by Royal Banks of Missouri and Munganast St. Louis Acura. I am Joe Roderick. Somewhere, I really can't tell where exactly he is. Bob Ramsey is on assignment on location for...
Well, you would know if you'd ever get your lazy butt down here with your team and play.
I'm trying. I've tried.
Yesterday was Force Be With You Day, right?
Yeah.
May the Force be with you.
Mm-hmm.
There is no try. There is do and do not.
My kids are 9. I know you have tournaments for 9-year-olds there.
Yes.
I am. I feel like I'm going to wait a few more years before I'm taking kids for weekend-long tournaments. I need more pitching, Rammer. Pitching at this age. That's the important thing. Much like the Cardinals.
Well, hope you can convince your parents.
Yeah, that's that's a big part of it as well. Rammer, the Cardinals start a 3-game series tonight against the Detroit Tigers, and I believe, as I look right now at my MLB Ballpark app, I believe I have 2 tickets for tonight's game, courtesy of Claibs Online. So, hey, message me right now, and you'll get them. Ooh, they're Claibs' seats, too, for this. So those are the ones that I have here right now. So message me if you want to go to that game tonight. 7:15 start time, and it's the Belt Bag giveaway. Weekend giveaways all weekend long. I believe it's the Ryan Helsley bobblehead tomorrow, and the kids pullover on Sunday. Tickets available, cardinals.com/promotions. The Cardinals, Rammer, made a few moves today prior to the game, as 2 Cardinals have gone on the injured list. Jake Woodford on the 15-day injured list with right shoulder inflammation. Tyler O'Neill placed on the 10-day injured list with a left lower back strain. Replacing them, Juan Yepes called up from Memphis for his second tour of duty this year, and James Nail called up, selected from AAA. Wilking Rodriguez has been transferred to the 60-day injured list. I think it's safe to say we might never see Wilking Rodriguez pitch for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, that would be sad because that might mean his career is over. I hope that's not the case.
Right. I don't know how it works with him being a Rule 5 player, how that works with him and how long he needs to be on the roster, or how I know when he's healthy, he needs to be on the big league roster, and there's no other way about it. I don't know how it works if he's injured.
I think I can't quote you chapter and verse, but if you're injured and on the injured list, then you're still qualified.
So he would be next year. So he would still next year.
Depends on when he comes off.
Right.
Don't know. I don't know that.
Yeah. Let's talk about the moves that they did make. Juan Yepes is back with the team, and it feels like he's just going to be moving up and down all year long unless he makes some major impact at some point to stay up here for good and be.
Why do we always go to the negative? What if he gets in the lineup and hits some bombs and is your everyday left fielder for the next 10 years?
I would love that. Yes.
So I don't think that's any. Well, went to the extreme, but he could go up and down, but so could several other guys. And that's been the whole problem since the end of spring training. Nobody's grabbed a hold of a job. Maybe Juan will. It looks like Lars is close. The team needs Carlson and Sinner, so there's 2. That leaves left field. Maybe this is the time for Juan to get it. Speaking of O'Neill, who's got the week back, you know when that started?
When?
About a week back.
Our bootlegging lineups for you tonight, brought to you by Bootlegging Tavern, now open 7 days a week. And Rammer, they have on special today. Get it while they have it. They one of my favorites, a burger with a fried egg on it. One of my absolute favorite delicacies they have at Bootlegging Tavern at 4501 Shoto. Open tonight. The kitchen open until 10 a.m. The Bootlegging Tavern open till 11. It is the brisket burger, American cheese, fried onion, topped with a fried egg, and it is available all weekend long out at Bootleggin' Tavern out in the Grove. Brand new location out there at Bootleggin' Tavern. The sponsors of our lineups each and every day here on Daily Cards Live. For the Cardinals, they have Tommy Edman leading off, playing second. Paul Goldschmidt at first. Wilson Contreras is DHing. Nolan Arenado at third. Dylan Carlson is in center. Juan Yepes in left. Paul DeYoung at short. Lars Nootbaar is in right. And Andrew Kisner is behind the plate. Another day of Wilson Contreras not behind the plate for the Cardinals. For the Tigers, their lineup looks like this. Matt Verling, the St. Louis, the local St. Louis kid, he is in center. Andy Ibanez is in right. Javier Baez at short. Eric Haas is in left. Spencer Torkelson is at first. Jonathan Shoup is at second. Miguel Cabrera, the retiring after this year, and then 5 years from now will be in Cooperstown. He is DHing. Zach Short is at third, and Jake Rogers is behind the plate. Where'd Verling go to school again?
Pardon me?
Where did Verling go to? Verling's a local kid. Where
Verling.
Was he Vianney?
No, I can't remember where he went to high school.
I'll find it here in a second. No, he's CBC. He's a CBC grad from here in St. Louis. So but there's your lineups. Cardinals going with their all right-handed lineup outside of Nootbaar due to the lefty on the mound. No word that I have seen yet on the health of Nolan Gorman, who left the game yesterday due to an injury.
You got to do everything you can to win. I'm disappointed. Gorman's not in there. You went through the lineup pretty quick. I didn't see it. Gorman's not in there. Is that correct?
Gorman is not in there. No.
I think I don't like that. I think they're labeling a kid too early in his career. Now, they could turn around and say, we've seen him bad against lefties. We don't think he's competitive right now. I don't buy it. You're telling me that Kisner is more competitive in an at-bat against a lefty than Gorman? I don't buy it. And that's not a shot against Kisner. Do you agree with my statement?
Absolutely, 100%. I think if Nolan Gorman, you're going to look at him and say, this is our DH, this is our number 3 hitter, then he should be in the lineup every single day.
Now, the one thing they could say is that there's something bothering Contreras when he catches. Is it his knee still? Could there be something with his arm? Could be some little nagging thing. And then that's okay. And they don't have to run everything by us. But on its face, I don't like it.
No, that's and we knew when Wilson Contreras signed this contract that he was not a guy that was going to catch 150, 140 games for you behind the plate. He hadn't done it in years in Chicago, DH'd a lot and played some first base there. And they gave him quite a bit of a workload in April. And, I don't know how much of that workload also is because the Cardinals' backup catching situation is not good either. I mean, Andrew Kisner being in the lineup hurts you. It does. So yeah, I think there might have been a few games in April where Wilson Contreras was back there catching where they might have wanted to give him a day off. And now we're seeing, we're seeing, what is this? The third time it seems like in the last week now that Andrew Kisner's behind the plate.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And again, don't want to pile on too much without knowing the health of Contreras, but in his career, I don't think he averages over 120 games per year behind the plate.
No, he is an offensive catcher. That is what that's who we have behind the plate. A far cry from what we had for 20 years with Yachty behind there, and before him, Matheny, and just the list of defensive specialists behind the plate goes on and on. The Cardinals went a different direction with Wilson Contreras.
But I think his defense has been fine, and he's got a terrific arm. So I have no complaints about Wilson Contreras at all.
The Cardinals tonight, we mentioned Miguel Cabrera in the lineup for the Tigers. The last time that we will see him on the field. The Cardinals, I don't know. We'll see if they have any kind of gift to give him during this series. Raymer, if you remember, we kept track of all of Albert's gifts last year. that he was given by teams throughout the entire season. It was a wonderful segment that we did here on this show
Yeah,
all season
award-winning.
long. I think topped with the gift of a bushel of, what was it, peanuts, walnuts, pecans, whatever it was, down in Atlanta, presented by Marcelo Zuna. I mean, you really can't top that when it comes to a going away retirement gift.
Peanuts. You know, I understand there's a whole bunch of cans of Bud Light that are available.
I was going to suggest a bushel of toasted raviolis, but yeah. Miguel Cabrera, his career, I mean, like we said, 5 years from now, he will be in the Hall of Fame, a World Series winner, 3,000 hits, 500 home runs. I really do think, I mean, he's getting his due. He's getting the respect he deserves right now. I feel like he would have been held in much, much higher regards if he didn't play the same time as Albert Pujols as far as right-handed hitters go during his career.
Gosh, I don't know. I think they were both of their clubs, the Angels and the Tigers, were sort of languishing and not really getting much postseason action at the same time. I think if the Tigers would have been winning a little more, perhaps it would have gone that way.
And they made it to, did they make it to 2 World Series during his time, or just the one? They lost to the Cardinals back in 2006. I'm trying to think if there was a second one in there. He won his World Series in Miami as when he was with the Marlins. I believe that was in his rookie year.
Yeah, I got to see him play with the Marlins, and like all of us, we tend to put on a little weight, but he was svelte and in shape, but was a huge man. Really rake.
So when I was down at the World Baseball Classic back in March, in the press box there, they have blown up magazine covers from Marlins over the years. So you have your Edgar Renterias, your Dontrelle Willis, your Giancarlo Stantons, but they're blown up to be just huge wall posters.
Yeah.
And first off, seeing Giancarlo Stanton blown up to that size and realizing just how big he is something. But seeing Miguel Cabrera as a 21-year-old on the cover of that, and then I had the chance to see him down in the hallways down at the field and see just how big he is in person. Again, I mean, we've said this a lot on this show, not disparaging him in any way. Rammer, he might have the biggest hat size in all of Major League Baseball.
Well, being around those Marlins teams, he and Mike Lowell, you remember Mike Lowell, the third baseman?
I told you my Mike Lowell story from the World Baseball Classic. Yeah.
I know we're intimate, but we also have listeners and viewers, so I'm just trying to help out.
They should also remember my Mike Lowell story from the World Baseball Classic.
Anyway, 2 huge men. They were impressive. They were an impressive ball club, certainly walking through the airport.
Yeah. I'm sure there will be times he will be honored this weekend. I don't know if the Cardinals have put in a request to give him for fans to give him a standing ovation in his first at bat. That's now required by Major League Baseball. So you're not assessed a strike before the at bat starts. The Phillies, they put in a request, and it was approved for Bryce Harper to get extra time in his first game back tonight. So before Bryce Harper's first game back, the fans will be able to cheer for him a little bit longer. He'll be able to acknowledge them. He will not start his at bat with an 0-1 count.
That's good. That was smart because he's going to get it.
Yeah. Baseball in 2023. I would have loved to have seen Yachty. What would have happened if Yachty stood in front of home plate for an ovation during these rules being put in place?
Crazy.
We haven't really talked much about the game, Rammer. Cardinals have now lost their last 9 of 10. It is spiraling out of control. Tigers in town tonight. They are coming off of a sweep. They are in here on a winning streak. I don't know what we will be talking about come Monday and what the feelings will be like, what the vibe is going to be like come Monday when they start their series in Chicago.
It would be difficult for this team with this talent to play much worse. So let's see what happens.
That's one way to look at it. Expect an Adam Wainwright start this weekend, from what we are hearing. That will also be coming Saturday or Sunday, and another roster move will have to come when that happens. Maybe James Nail's just kind of up for the night. Maybe that's that might be a situation there, or we get another left shoulder inflammation deal with Steven Matz. I don't know what the plan is.
Or maybe they plan on Nail piggybacking with Matz on Sunday. I think most of Cardinal Nation was hoping for a Libator appearance, but we've got a couple of days. Things can certainly change quickly.
What are your thoughts if Steven Matz gets to start on Sunday?
That the Cardinals are flailing and don't know what to do.
That's
he's earned a demotion of some sort, not to the minor leagues. You're not going to put a veteran in the minor leagues, but at least either to the bullpen or the injured list, one of the two. And if he's not injured, he's got to go to the bullpen and figure it out. And he said, well, who are we going to start? You know, the favorite thing, whether it's radio host taking calls or in a news conference at the ballpark, oh, well, who would you start? Well, I could list a couple of guys. Leading the way would be Matthew Libator. Oh, well, then what, they'll come up with some excuses. Well, you'd rather have a kid with promise take his lumps than with a guy who may be past it.
Yeah. We will see how things go, and we will talk to you on Monday when the Cardinals are in Chicago for their first matchup against the Cubs this season. Rammer, until then, we are brought to you each and every day by Mungenast St. Louis Acura and also your friends at Royal Banks.
Royal Banks of Missouri, where better service means better banking. Call them today, 314-212-1500. You'll find out why, whether it's St. Louis, St. Charles, East Side, Northeast Missouri, each and every branch feels like your hometown branch at Royal Banks of Missouri.
Tigers and Cardinals 3-game series starts tonight. Hope you all enjoy the games this weekend, or whatever it is that you're doing that's not Cardinal baseball related these days, with the team off to the start that they are. Regardless, though, Rammer and I will talk to you again on Monday. For Bob Ramsey, I'm Joe Roderick. This has been Daily Cards Live right here on ClaibsOnline.com.
At St. Louis Acura, we have over 150 new Acura models in stock or on the way in April. Like the 2023 Acura MDX, get $1,500 in loyalty cash when you buy, or you can lease the MDX starting at $599 a month. Earn $1,000 loyalty cash on the 2023 Integra, RDX, or TLX, or you can save over $3,500 on our large selection of Acura courtesy vehicles. St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.